Welcome to Thoughts Can Change Your Life with me, Reverend Lee. Every day we come together to explore life a little bit more. Today I want to talk to you about who are you surrounding yourself with? Are you surrounding yourself with people of a higher consciousness? A consciousness that's open, a consciousness that is seeking to have a greater experience of life? Because I'm going to tell you, you ought to strive with everything you've got to surround yourself with people like that. Because who you surround with is a reflection of who you are. Think about that. Who you are surrounded with is a reflection of who you are. And the key thing is that in order to surround yourself and be with people of a higher consciousness, you've got to become it, or they won't want to be around you. They've got to know that you're trying to become more, you're trying to be expansive. But if you're playing the victim game, you're going to attract people who are going to abuse. They're going to let you be the victim. They're going to hold you in that role. Here's the key thing. People of higher consciousness, they don't complain. That's a really big one. Great book out there. I forget the guy's name who wrote A Complaint-Free Life. Think about your conversations today. And you're going to find the majority of your conversations today are about two things. Number one, complaining. Number two, gossip. Roughly 90% of every communication that humans have falls into that vein. Now think about that. Is that a higher consciousness? I think not. The key thing is if you want to start to change yourself, just start by stopping complaining. And that's not going to be easy. That's going to take a tremendous amount of awareness, a tremendous amount of work, a tremendous amount of commitment on your part. I know. I thought I was good at it. And then I find, I slipped back into it. How did that happen? How did I slip back into complaining? I'll tell you why. Because everyone around me is complaining. That's why you've got to surround yourself with people of a higher consciousness. Because if you don't, the ones that you do surround yourself with will bring your awareness down to their level of awareness. Is that making sense for you? Here's the interesting thing. We are our happiest. We are our most fulfilled. I like that word fulfilled better than happy. When we're growing, when we're expanding, when we're becoming more. It's not when we're remaining stagnant. So when you leave a gathering where you're with a friend or more than one friend, a bunch of people, ask the question, was this a higher consciousness? And how was I being in that situation? Look at that. My friend Dee Dee checked in. It's good to see your smile, sweetie. And look at that. Richard checked in. It's wonderful. It's like a reunion here today. You couldn't have come at a better time. Because I believe if you're listening, you're desiring to be a higher consciousness. You're desiring to expand. And that's why we gather every day, to explore, to ask questions. How can I be that? Let me come back and talk again about complaining. Really start to focus your life. Don't focus on the price of things being too high. Focus on, look at what I can get. Look at what I can buy. Look at how this is making me a good steward of my money. Think about that. Everything that happens, we can look at it from many, 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 many perspectives. And when we can look at it from many perspectives, we're of a higher consciousness. Because most people are caught in the illusion that you can be happy all the time. I don't know, Dee Dee. Dee Dee says it's hard in California. I think it's hard everywhere because I'm talking to people all over the world, and I'm finding that everyone is challenged. Everyone is challenged. What do I want to say today? I think if you can bring yourself into the awareness that in your body that you have right now, you have a limited amount of time. Why would you waste your time on anything that wasn't being your greatest self, your more expansive self, having a greater and greater and greater experience of life? Why, with limited time, would we waste it on complaining, on gossiping, only because it's a habit? It's not something we've consciously chose. We've just built a habit because everyone around us is doing the same thing. And so it's now time to step into our spiritual magnificence and be unique. Be unique. That's the key thing. You were meant to be unique. You were born to be unique. Every time you're not unique, you feel like crap. Every time you are your unique self, you feel good. People say, well, Lee, you're outrageous. You're too earthy. You're too blunt. You're too this. You're too that. I look at them and say, too bad. It's who I am. See, one of the things that I know is I can be who I am and do anything I choose as long as I am not consciously doing anything to hurt another. Did you hear what I just said? That's a really big thing. I can do anything as long as I'm not consciously choosing to hurt another. Now, will I hurt others? You bet. Will I do it consciously? No. So here's the key thing there. You can't control how people react to you. They have their own filters. The key question you have to ask is, was I being authentic? Was I being with good intention? And if you can say that, there's nothing to be remorseful of. There's nothing to regret. Remember, you weren't brought here to fit in. You were brought here to be unique, and in that harmony, accept that everyone else can do the same. It's our birthright. And when we can say that, you know what? I'm authentic. You know what? I like it when you're authentic. Guess what? We're living in love. Doesn't get better than that, does it? All right, you beautiful souls. Thank you for joining me today. Make this your best day ever, because only you can. I want you to know I love you because I accept you just like you are. Have a great one, everyone. Bye-bye.